Hi, folks. Episode 14 of Revenge of the Sis, and I am Mersh, and of course, my good pal, my partner, Royce Lopez, with me as well.
Hello.
Well, we did have a fun show for you today.
We did up until last night, anyway.
We did a lot of prep, and we were going to have a lot of fun and be very funny today. But
we were, yeah.
We are obviously doing our first show of the week, coming off the single worst mass shooting possibly of all time. 58 people confirmed dead so far, and between 400 to 500 injuries reported. A deranged gunman opened fire, basically from a suite on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino, and it was. I guess
pretty bad.
Yeah, this was a very well thought out ambush, and it's like I barely had any sleep. Usually I got a nice buzz going by the time we do the show, ready to crack some fucking jokes. But like last night, dude, I couldn't. I was up watching video.
What time did it happen?
It was around 1 o'clock hour. I think it was like 1:15, 1:30 a.m. Social media blew up. Me and Royce were still up.
Yeah.
And I believe Royce actually
I went to bed around 2, but I didn't look at my phone. We were just watching TV.
Oh, you didn't know about it?
No.
Oh.
I understand.
Because I knew it was happening right away.
Yeah.
I'll admit I didn't pay much attention to it. You were still awake when I started getting reports.
Right.
But it's a sad fact of life, though, that just living in 2017 with everything going on here and in Europe, that it's you hear a report about a shooting and you kind of like, all right, yeah, whatever. And like it was just we had other things going on. We were getting ready for the show. It wasn't until Royce went to bed about an hour, about 2:30 was when I started seeing a lot of disturbing stuff, and that's when I was like, oh boy, this is a really I knew right away it was a really bad situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, it sucks to say that we live in that era now that you just kind of go, mass shooting in Vegas, yeah, or well, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll get the box scores.
Yeah, but what else? But at that point, again, you don't want to make wild assumptions like always happens. When the shooting happens and everybody becomes an armchair politician and immediately throws out some sort of policy or some sort of new law or something.
I mean, they don't even wait until the bodies are cold nowadays. They literally just turn on the TV and they start tweeting like, we need to get rid of silencers. The NRA is to blame.
But it's pretty disgusting, though, isn't it?
The guy is still shooting from the fucking window. Why don't you cool it?
But it's pretty fucking disgusting.
It's gross.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, and look, we lean a little right on this show, as does our audience. You guys need to fucking cool it too, man. Because arguing with these people makes you just look just as shitty.
Yeah.
Just let it go right now. Let them look distasteful and just don't argue with them. Because they look shitty anyway. And nobody's going to take our guns away in this country. But to politicize it before people are even awake and even know there's a shooting in the morning, it's gross, man.
Yeah, this morning I found out, when I was sat on the toilet and I would, check my messages like everyone does, I'm sure. And I was like, wait, what happened? And then, more information had come out and,
Also, because we are a comedy show, so we gotta keep this light today. So I'm going to attempt to make jokes throughout the show. So I do want to keep it light, and I do want to say that while Royce was asleep last night, I did get Sam Hided. I completely fell for it. Like during the shooting. And look, again, I'll admit I'm a hypocrite because I was politicizing it because I was also a little bit drunk last night. But we got the reports. fucking Jeff Ray, who helps us out with the show, he helped us out with the documentary with the Juggalo thing. He's one of my good friends. He's a comedian from Tampa. Jeff is just he got sober recently, so he's constantly in some rabbit hole now on 4chan, like at all hours of the day, because he needs somewhere to put that energy.
Right.
He sent me a message, and Jeff will send me like autistic numbers of messages like really late at night. And sometimes he's just not in the mood for. I love Jeff. Sometimes he's not in the mood for the blast of information. But I did see a preview of one of the messages he sent me, and he goes, "Shooter," and Jeff and I trust Jeff. He writes, "Shooter identified, Samir Al-Hayed."
Oh no!
So immediately, I'm good fucking 10 beer. I had a rough week. with my job and shit like that. I'm not going to get into that. But I had a rough week. So it's like 10 beers in. Royce was not around to kind of fact check me. And I was just pissed off. And I was on Twitter like, of course it's a Muslim. Of course it's shooter identified as Samir Al-Hayed. And as I hit send, and it was immediate. As soon as I hit send, I'm like, oh no. And I was trying to pull the tweet back into the phone.
And it just didn't work, did it? It just didn't work,
I deleted the tweets.
Yeah.
But I felt like such an asshole. And I'm not trying to make light of the shooting. It's a horrible tragedy, but we do have to keep it a little bit.
Do we want to see at least a video of
this?
When it started?
This was why I couldn't sleep last night. This was the video I saw early on, and I just.
Well, I'm sorry. Who was the guy on stage at the time? I forget his name.
Jason Aldean, greatest country singer of all time.
Well,
and I'll have you know, I do want to do since we're a professional show now. Okay, younger viewers, some other viewers that are out there, this may be a little bit graphic for you. We're gonna.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be professional.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
this is a really shitty video. So if you can't stomach this kind of shit, then
I mean,
don't watch it.
again, it's not explicitly graphic because, like you said, the quality's not great, but it's brutal because you know what's going on.
It's emotionally brutal. This video.
All right. So again, I mean, you've 2 minutes. Tune out for 2 minutes. All right, if you don't want to.
Fucking rate of fire is, and this isn't even actually. I'm sorry, I have to correction. I thought this was the video I'd seen. This was the one I saw later on. There's a way worse video going around.
Yeah, I know. This is the
of people literally screaming in the line of fire and running. It was really. So obviously he's. Now, can you pause it real quick?
Sure.
Now, obviously, there's a lull right there. This guy's set up in 2 different positions. So I'm assuming, and I'm not fucking, I wasn't there, that this, at this point, was when he switched. I think he just completely shot his wad with, because I think he had something like 10 rifles. And there's reports he might have had a drum magazine and a crank trigger or whatever. But he blew his load with that first one, and then I think this is when he's switching positions and getting the next one ready, because there is a lull there. So I think this is possibly when he sets up the second position.
And again, I know the other one you're talking about, and we'll play it in a second, but even still, this is rough, because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You have people in it, you're there innocently trying to enjoy a concert, and
granted, you're a Jason Aldean fan.
Right.
But that's,
Again, just like the Juggalos, it doesn't matter if the music is bad.
Yeah, dude.
You should be able to go out and well, let's go ahead. And now it starts up again.
Props to Homeboy for trying to get footage or something of where it's coming from. This guy was actually ballsy, because he at this point, you got to figure too, you don't know where the shots are coming from. You might have a vague idea, but this guy's already kind of like, oh, okay, that seems like it's coming from the Mandalay Bay, and he had the sound mind to actually try to get it. You know what I mean? Which
that's hard to watch, man. A minute more here, and let's finish it off.
You hear the shots hitting metal nearby?
Behind the stand. Hey. Don't push.
Okay, and that's
Now that is now a
video.
4th complete flourish of automatic gunfire. I mean, that's like, dude. And last night when it was breaking, I mean, there was so many reports of multiple shooters and all that. And now they're like, oh well, just the fact that it's one shooter and people are suspicious. But now it's kind of clear. I mean, if this dude had that many rifles fully loaded with extra extra capacity mags, and he had any kind of crank trigger device or I mean, dude, there's no wonder why people thought there was multiple shooters, because I mean that was like that was really fucking scary, man.
This is kind of a supercut of what was going on. It's kind of the footage you had and some other footage you might not have seen. So, again, we're gonna play a little bit of it.
Yeah, if you guys, I mean, again, I'm not telling people not to tune in, but if you are somebody who's very, easily emotional about this kind of stuff, I wouldn't recommend, skip ahead 5 minutes. If you're watching on YouTube at home, we'll get funny later, promise. Jesus, that's some of this. This is some of the stuff
refused to believe it was a shooting until it just kept going and going, and then Jason Aldean left the stage,
and then
everybody started fleeing. And
knowing where he was shooting from now in hindsight, some of these videos even like freak me out more.
No,
like
I know.
This video here, he's right in the fucking dude's in front of the guy's fucking suite, dude.
Dude, it's fucking rough. All right, a little more.
Yeah. We had to hop a gate to get out.
It sounded like just a firework, something that you think normally happens in Vegas, and then it just started going pop, 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 pop.
Boom, 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 boom. And it kept going, even after we left, it just kept going and going. It was insane.
Dude, this is fucking...
Do you understand? This is fucking...
Through investigation and response.
This isn't a gun control issue, and I mean, it's partially a mental health issue, but this is a fucking media issue, man. They're helping to turn this country into another fucking Tel Aviv, another Egypt. That's Israel. That's fucking Syria, where you hear that shit. That's Baghdad.
I know.
You're not supposed to hear that shit on the Las Vegas Strip. And if you don't think right now that we aren't being culturally conditioned to encourage mental illness, to become more violent, to become more crazy, this is it, folks. We're diet Europe now. And it's only going to get worse. And if they take guns away, god damn it. It's man, this is fucking scary, dude. This isn't even, and I mean, you're talking about two guys that were alive during 9/11, watched it on TV.
Yeah.
And of course, 9/11 was worse. I'm not saying it's
not. No, of course.
But shit like this is just terrifying, because you watch 9/11 footage and you go, okay, the odds of that happening again, slim to none. But now you see footage like this and you're like, Jesus, all I got to do is pay for the Rain Man suite. And, the bellhop will literally help me carry my guns up to the balcony.
Right.
To shoot people like fucking fish in a barrel, basically. Like sitting ducks. I'm sorry, you can keep playing it.
No, it's okay. I mean,
we determined there was a shooter on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay. Officers responded to that location and engaged the suspect at that location. He is dead. Now our suspect was identified as Stephen Craig Paddock, 64 years old, a white male from Mesquite, Nevada. We have no investigative information or background associated with this individual that is derogatory. The only thing we can tell is he received a citation several years ago, and we believe the individual killed himself prior to our entry. Obviously, this is a tragic incident and one that we've never experienced in this valley. So what we're going to try to do is the best we can to get our first responders back on their feet and responding and conducting a proper investigation and ensure that we have the safety of this community at heart. Mike.
That's pretty much,
yeah, and again, we didn't actually cover any of that. There was another video I saw, and I wish I could find it now, but there was.
They're taking a lot down.
I mean,
right now.
and there's a lot of them that are,
and I get why. I really do.
Yeah, no, dude, trust me, because if it was,
because I mean, some families haven't even been identified and didn't want to find out on a YouTube video. I get that,
and I don't like. I don't like our culture of like we have this tragedy porn that we have now. Like we're just all so addicted to like 24/7. 24/7 news cycle has turned us into tragedy pornography addicts.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty of it too because last night,
yeah,
I mean,
we
as
all
it's
are.
live, and we do this program, and I knew that we were going to end up doing a whole 2 hours on this because you could just tell how bad it was. I tuned into some of the ones that probably aren't even around now, and that's what I mean, man. And Royce and I both have anxiety issues.
Yeah.
And, Royce can understand. I was having that last night where I was like, and I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm just saying that's how much.
Of course.
I'm just trying to stress that I'm not a very, for those of you that are fans of the program, I think you'll come to find I'm not the most empathetic person.
Yeah.
I'm not a feelings guy. So when I'm genuinely getting emotional, choked up, and anxious, and watching dude, my heart goes out to all those people. Like, it's 58 people and counting that are dead. So I don't know. I'm not very good at this, the whole being genuine thing. But Jesus Christ, man, my heart goes out to these people.
Nick in the chat room. Padlock is a scapegoat for the Soros elite regime. Can we wait? Maybe the family is at least notified.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, man. I can go on for hours about how I think Richard Spencer is a shill. I can talk about how I think Alex Jones is compromised now. I think InfoWars is just a fucking deep state puppet shill corporation selling you fucking sawdust in pill form. We can get into that another time. I truly don't think that it's a false flag. It's not, dude. This shit can happen. There's not always this like.
I have some police audio. There's no video, but there's audio if you want to hear.
All right. Well, I'm gonna reach out too. I think we're gonna have somebody calling in here in a minute. But you can get
while you do that, I'll play the audio
Yeah.
and have them call in. I'll get them.
All right.
Sit on the suspect's door. I need everybody in that hallway to be aware of it and get back. We need to pop this and see if we get any type of response from this guy to see if he's in here or if he's actually moved out somewhere else.
Copy. All units on the 32nd floor. SWAT has explosive breach. Everyone in the hallway needs to move back. All units move back.
Oh, this is the actual
breaching his room.
Control 020.
020.
We need to wait. We are clearing this room. We have one suspect.
CP, Maritime 1, we can head to the Trop if you need us.
Control 374, Convention Center 25, strike team already en route to the Tropicana.
We need the air clear for Zebra 20. They have one suspect down inside the room. Zebra 20 has one suspect down inside the room.
Apparently, the guy that's when they said he was already,
Yeah, he knew they were coming for him.
I mean, what is there to say? The first it's going to come out so far from what I've heard. They say his brother said that he wasn't even a really political guy, so it doesn't seem to be politically motivated.
No, nobody listen.
However, ISIS has claimed responsibility, but they claim responsibility for everything.
Can you fucking vultures stop making everything political? Nobody who rents a room with somebody else's credit card on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Casino and lights up a Jason Aldean concert with 10 rifles is a political guy. They're a fucking nut job.
Correct.
They're a mental case.
Correct.
We need to stop making this I'm glad these fucking Trump supporters got killed. Trump, Hillary, gun control, Soros. Can you fucking stop it? It is, we live in a very mentally ill, very violent culture. That is just a fucking reality of life. And it's not everything's going to be wrapped up in a neat little package. Sorry if that sounded sarcastic. No, but seriously, it's there's not going to be some neat ending to this. Fucking crazy guy decided, hey man, I'm down at blackjack. I'm going to fucking spray this place.
And here's the thing. And then it's immediately politicized because we saw what Hillary said. That people ran because they heard the gun tweeted that they heard the sound of gunfire. Imagine if he had a silencer, what would have happened? Well, Hillary, what would have happened is they would have heard it because a silencer isn't like on 24. Okay, it's called a suppressor, and it's pretty loud still.
And first of all, I wish they had a fucking Hillary Clinton silencer. What's that shit? Jesus Christ, enough of this lady. And by the way, fucking alleged murderer of 49 people, Hillary Clinton, maybe, maybe you don't want to outlaw silencers. I'm sure some of you guys have used some before, allegedly. Just throwing that out there.
Can we tell we're pros? We allegedly at the end, just to be safe. You never know.
It's not going to stop her from killing us.
No, but suing us.
But yeah, so I mean, he apparently this guy Stephen Paddock, he set up it. I mean, he was nuts, but he wasn't fucking stupid, man, because he set up in 2 different positions. He moved, you know what I mean? He moved his position once. He unloaded a lot of rounds, man, and he had it. That shit was figured out, dude. He had the right equipment for that kind of a distance and that kind of a packed together crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jesus, dude, it's fucking brutal. This is horrible, man. And honestly, I mean, my
hard
prayers,
to watch.
My prayers to the families and stuff.
It
man.
does. It made me nauseous. Because it's hard to imagine. Because man, we've all been at concerts. You know, we've all been sitting ducks, essentially, like you said earlier. You know,
I've never been to a concert. Personally, I don't enjoy music.
I've literally been to a concert with you.
Music's terrible.
So anyway, this is CNN interviewing, I forget his name, the country guy, Jason Aldean. Is that his name? Did I say it right?
Why couldn't it have been Kenny Chesney?
Performing, what did you initially hear, and what was the reaction to that huge crowd?
Well, we were watching the concert from the east side of the stage, and we heard a succession of pops.
Why is this guy he sounds like the Eastern European guy from Family Guy?
Okay, hold on.
And then I was going to bone her, and then I did not bone her. So then we went to the concert and saw the Jason Aldeans.
All right, I want to point out we're not
He was good, and then the shooting started.
We're not being insensitive about the shooting, but we
fucking weird Swedish guys.
We absolutely we do have to talk about this guy's voice. Hey, caller, who's this?
Hey, man, this is Lee.
Hey,
what's up? We have Lee on the phone, let's just say former legit military guy.
Yes, okay.
And a friend of mine, and I vouch for this dude to know a little more than we do about what happened. And he's also not in our time zone, so I don't even know how fucking awake he is right now. But thank you for coming, Lee. Did you watch some of the videos of this stuff?
You know, I've watched a little bit. It's kind of what I've seen rehashed over and over, and I've kind of seen some of these quote unquote, you know, experts, you know, these people that know something about something, and you know, it was not, you know, anything that was accurate at all. I mean, that's the equivalent of fishing with dynamite. You know, you've got a crowd full of people cowering, you know, 22,000 people or however many, and you're shooting from an elevated position. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, but in the same regard, you have to admit that it's also very, like, this guy planned it out. Like, this was not a stupid guy. You know, like, he picked a good time, a good place, and a fucking, you know, he came ready to go. So, I mean, like you said, it wasn't really like some tactically genius thing, but he certainly knew why the fuck he was there and what he was doing.
Oh, totally. Well, and I don't know if you've noticed in the report, the cadence, you know, of those shots, it wasn't consistent. I mean, it was almost kind of like if you were popping bubble wrap with a rolling pin and then all of a sudden you sped up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I was sort of wondering if because there were theories about different kinds of devices, but I really felt like a crank trigger felt the most accurate, because if you were twisting one of those things or turning one rather, you would slow down. There would be some inconsistency in how quickly.
Like Mitch, for example, was telling me he was either thinking of bump stock or a Gatling triggers. What he was telling me. But
yeah,
then my
I
friend,
think it's pretty consistent with the Gatling trigger.
So and these are, for those of you that don't know, they're depending on the device, because I know there are butt triggers and then there's crank triggers. Some are legal, some are not so legal, some are just workarounds because you can't really have a full auto anymore. But you know, as Lee and some of the other gentlemen I've known in the military over the years have made it very clear to me that it doesn't take a whole lot, right? To you know, click on a thing here, and you know, it's in our nature as men to just figure out like, oh, I could build a little machine here, and this will really get this thing going. So it's, but now he's set up in two different positions. They also sounded like they might have been different kinds of rifles, because it said he had several rifles, and I don't think he would have had time to really reload or anything. So it makes more sense that he went up there, kicked out two windows, and just went, all right, look, you know. So it could he have also been using a variety of weapons, you think? Or
I mean, it all just depends. If you have someone that's practiced, you know, magazine reloads, it doesn't take very much to actually reload when you run dry. And that's something that'll probably come out in time, whether he had, you know, weapons ready to go or what have you. You know, and those folks that were down that were his targets, I mean, it's not. I mean, they were kind of just there like cattle. So even if they wanted to leave, you know, they probably it wouldn't have mattered anyway, to be totally honest. But you know, if you have someone that is disciplined and that sort of thing, it doesn't take very much.
yeah, this guy seemed like he was far from disciplined, though. He didn't seem like he was a dumb guy. He seemed like he was resourceful and he had access to money and stuff. But he didn't seem like he was a. It's not like some fucking, you know, recon dude or some paratrooper. He seems like he was just some boomer retiree.
So like, if we go with that theory that he's using, like that, you know, the Gat crank or whatever, that, you know, he probably saw it and was like, oh, this is a cool idea, you know, and went out and bought that. Whereas someone that knew what they were doing probably wouldn't go that route. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
so
because
it's not saying that. And this guy's definitely not disciplined, you know, by any sense of the means, but he was definitely motivated for whatever he was motivated to do. He certainly accomplished what he went out to go do.
So, do you think? What do you think is going to happen now? You think this is going to? Obviously, this is going to be politicized to death until we're all blue in the face.
Well, you got the biggest political criminal out there, you know, Hillary, you know, going and you know, trying to spark up the gun control debate. In fact, the matter is, it's not about gun control. It's absolutely not about gun control. What I think is more important is getting people back to a place where we could have disagreements without going and categorizing an entire group of people as being, you know, bigots or what have you. And getting back to a place where we are more mentally controlled as a society. I think you know, people don't know how to control themselves anymore. It's pretty sad, actually. And I think that would be the biggest thing that would change with our culture, is if we got back to, I don't know, respect.
No, you're right. And
whoa, thinking outside the box.
It is.
Call me crazy, man.
It is disgusting seeing people immediately stand on bodies that aren't even cold yet to try to push a political ideology. And it's like, you know, but before we talk about this and that, it's like, you know, they always say the same thing. Everybody screams and everybody fights and everybody cares. No, they don't. They care to sell their books like Hillary, and they care to fucking get elected again because they're in San Francisco like Pelosi. And it's like, you know, enough.
Well,
you know, let's focus on the issue that there are some people that are crazy. And like Mike and I were talking before the show, even if you take every single gun away, which is ridiculous, people are going to do what they're doing in Europe and hit you with a truck and kill 50 people with a truck. It's like, you know, it doesn't stop crazy people.
Yeah.
No, totally. Well, and I hate to bring up a tragedy, but you know, Sandy Hook. You know, those poor kids, you know, weren't even out of the school before people were you know, basically throwing their pickets up and calling for gun control. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the quick, easy thing to politicize tragedy, and that's the nature of the beast. But you know, it really is just a shame.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and you know, I guess respecting each other, I think, is out the window. I think at this point now, when you have politics, and like I was saying it last week in our escapes, like even in football or anything that you try, you know, even American Horror Story TV shows, they're making it impossible to connect with people on any level that's not politics, and I think it's only going to make things like this worse. You know, I'm not saying it's going to make more or less crazy people. I do, however, think it's going to make the hysteria surrounding these events way worse.
I have a question for Lee. Oh no, I just want to ask Lee, because you again, without getting specific to the audience, I know Lee personally. I've known him a long time, and he's a very close personal friend of mine. I know him to be a guy who has seen more than his fair share of situations that were much worse than what happened in Mandalay Bay. But for being a guy who might be a little more desensitized to stuff like this than the average bear, does it really bug you out to see us like this many years after 9/11 and see this happening at a Jason Aldean concert on the Vegas Strip? Like, isn't this a little more downtown Baghdad-y, a little more Mosul? Like, doesn't this feel like Tel Aviv?
Well, you could argue that, you know, the Oklahoma City bombing was just, you know, it was just a white guy on a regular normal business day with a movement truck. You know, and these things in our history, I don't know, man. That's a hard sell, because these things are happening all over the world, and they have happened all over the world for a long time. But now all of a sudden, this is a big sensation, and a lot of it has to do with 24-hour, you know, round-the-clock news and media. We have stuff, you know, in our face 24/7. I was on duty down here in Southern California at work, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and saw the details of this stuff coming up on Facebook, and you know, you switch to CNN or Fox News or wherever, and you know, it's breaking news. You know?
Yeah, nowadays it's a guarantee. I mean, you go crazy at start shooting people from a hotel window, and you guaranteed to have a Wikipedia page. You're guaranteed to be famous.
Oh yeah,
you're guaranteed to live
You
forever.
know, you think about things. You know, back in the things are really no dangerous now than they were 50 years ago. But people think that that things are worse because it's in your face all the time. Back in the 60s, they didn't have, you know, 24-hour news or media at the ready. You know, they found out at the, you know, 10 o'clock news if someone got shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're right, and again, like Mike was saying too, you know, you become a rock star. I mean, look at what happened to the Boston bomber. You know, he was on Rolling Stone like he was fucking, like it was a fucking rock star.
And even like the low end shitty B tier celebrity killers, like your Dylan Roofs and your fucking what's his face, Elliot Rodger, like they get memed to death by the alt-right and stuff too. So it's like, yeah, you know, there's like a glamour to it. You're like, I'm gonna fucking kill 17 people, and it's like, dude, that's gross. Like we've created a culture. I mean, go back and watch like Natural Born Killers, and that movie is just as fucking relevant back in the 90s as it is now. Like, it's insane how relevant that movie is. We've created a whole culture of celebrity killers and stuff. It's fucking weird, man. It's a weird cult, but they're going to blame the guns.
Of course.
But everybody I know that legally owns a gun and has a permit for it are like everybody you want to have guns. Like Lee. Lee is a guy, if he was my neighbor, I'd be like, thank Christ he's got a gun. You know what I mean? Because he would never just come in and home invade and rape everybody.
Yeah.
He would be the guy that came and murdered 3 rapists for us. And we'd be like, hey, hooray.
Or Mitch.
He's my neighbor. Yeah.
Mitch is another one. It's
Thanks,
like
buddy.
You take care of your, you know, it's again, considering, people never do the math, considering how many legal gun owners are there, if they were a problem, you would know they were a fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like, again, you can't stop crazy people. And again, even if you try to take guns away from everybody, and that's, again, impossible. The fucking cat's out of the bag now.
Hey, by the way, spoiler alert, right? I know some crazy people and I know some criminals. And I know that if you say, hey, crazy criminal, you're not allowed to have a gun.
Guess what they're going to do?
Strange, right? All right, here's this thing, right? It's funny because we live in Florida, and anywhere where there's a border with the South, it's weird because, like, somehow you get guns. So it's not a problem. Okay, you can get an AK-47. Those aren't even made here. You can get one very easily in this age. So stop pretending like gun control is going to help, because it's not.
It's not.
Well, you know, we just look at facts. This crazy thing called facts and real truth. You know what I mean? Not fake news. But, you know, look at L.A., look at Chicago. These places have the highest rates of gun control, but they're still leading the United States in murders year to year. It's crazy.
Not only murders, but gun-related murders. You know what I mean? And like, you hear stories about Los Angeles. Nobody ever gets shot with, like, you know, it's never like a .38 revolver. It's always like a fucking machine-grade assault rifle, like some kind of military-grade mounted machine gun. And you're like, how did they get that in L.A.? Super gun control there. It's really weird, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's nuts. I mean, and the thing is, if criminals follow laws, then they would be criminals, right? Weird.
Yeah.
I just want, I want to be allowed to own a turret on my own property. 'Cause
Yeah.
there could be a zombie apocalypse someday. There could be some scenario where it's like, what was that scene? What was the fucking scene in that really the movie about the fight with the Zulus? You just get mowed down by the British.
Yeah.
But I want to have one of those on my property in case I'm ever overrun, and I could but aside from that, the government would be like, no, you're crazy. You can't have that. And you'd be like, why? It's a turret. I'm not even going to be able to take it anywhere. It's literally here. It's just here. And they would still freak out about that. To me, I feel like you should be allowed to have 4 turrets on your property. But do I think you can carry a saw around to the Mandalay Bay Casino? Okay, maybe some places have a little bit of some regulations required.
Right,
I'm not super gun guy.
But then you have the slippery slope, though. It's like, so then what's the solution? Check everybody's bag for guns through a metal detector whenever you go to a hotel in Vegas? Like, you see what I mean? Like, there's not an easy solution where everyone's going to be happy.
It's a libertarian thing, though. That's where I'm saying it should be up to the company.
The technical thing, I mean, because I've worked in Nevada, is that's a private property. They can make their own rules.
Correct.
If they want to search your bags, by agreeing to stay there, they certainly can.
But that's the beauty of the
You know
free
what I mean?
market. There's enough places in Vegas and on the Strip that one place would, and then one place would be like, nah, yeah, but we're the kind of the cool gun hotel. We charge an extra $150 a night a room.
You
But
could have just said circus. Don't do anything. Like, I get what you're saying. Circus will not only be the gun one, they'll have ammo next to the Mormon Bible in the fucking drawer.
Or literally anything in North Vegas.
Yeah.
Just anything in North Vegas. They're like, yeah, you can have a gun.
Wherever you have
open carry.
wherever
it's
you
fine.
can't take the little monorail directly to, they're gonna fucking allow you whatever you want. You think the Motel 8 off the Strip is gonna be searching? No, they're not.
Somehow they'll be selling.
Yeah, if anything, yeah. But again, you can't stop. Again, I think the people are fucking crazy. This could happen fucking anywhere.
Hey, do you think when since it was in Vegas, do you think the guy went up on the balcony and he's like, I'm gonna kill 400 people, and then the dude from Pawn Stars was like, best you can do is 58? Because what happened? I told you we were going to try to make some comedy out of this. Why isn't anybody speaking to me right now?
I happen to have a
I'm trying to
firearm.
find my words.
I actually have a firearm expert that's going to come in now, and he's going to let me know.
He's gonna let you know how much that. Oh, bro, I'm sorry, I can't even. I'd love to give you money for this, but it has one of those crank triggers on it. Those are illegal.
Yeah.
But I stay in Nevada, I can't buy it, man. In fact, technically, I'm supposed to call police. It's a collector's item. No firearms from before 1900.
Fuck.
Oh man. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. And fucking Chumley's in the back twirling an M4 around like a fucking ROTC recruit. Hey, where'd you get this rifle?
God damn it.
Anybody got any meth?
He lost so much weight because of that meth, too. He lost a lot of weight because of that meth.
Fucking Vegas sucks.
Yeah.
Glad you got shot.
Why'd you say that?
Oh, because it's supposed to be a comedy show. We did 40 minutes. We were fucking serious for 40 fucking minutes. All right, give me a break. You can't do this shit forever, man. Okay, we're gonna be funny now. Can't do it anymore. That's how we deal with stuff. Sorry, folks. I'm sorry. The Pawn Stars reference was good.
It was good. I'll give you that. It is really hard for us to take anything seriously.
It really is. I'm sorry. But, think of it this way, folks. It could have been worse. It could have been a Luke Bryan show. He's actually pretty good.
I would have said Rascal Flatts, but whatever.
Anyway, so we are going to... What?
No, go ahead.
I wanted to thank Lee for joining us.
Yeah, I'm sure he's really happy.
Aren't you glad you're on?
Really glad for that.
Aren't you glad you used an alias, Lee?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll talk to you here in a little bit when we get off the air. But I hope you're well, and I hope your feet are good.
All right, man. Thanks,
Oh,
man.
you know it.
Appreciate it.
Later, buddy. Yeah, I like Lee. Lee's a good dude. I've known him for
You know, I knew it
fucking
was
forever.
coming. I was just waiting for at what point it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. I felt it going to happen, but I didn't know when it was going to
Can
happen.
we just get to no? Because now I want to get to the little bit more of the Revenge of the Sith
concert
style
from
stuff.
the east side of the stage, and we heard a succession
And
of
then the
pops.
man, he was telling me I was going to bone me girlfriend.
How is this
But
guy?
I was going to bone her, and then I didn't bone her, and then I went to the concert.
And it did, I mean, unbelievably, it sounded like fireworks. But as they kept rattling off, then we realized something was up.
I
and
love
most
there's
of the crowd.
there's nothing better than the Eastern European guys that learned really good English, but they're still Eastern European.
Yeah.
Like Dennis. This guy sounds like Dennis.
Yeah.
I was here at the American country concert.
he wouldn't.
And
Dennis
then
wouldn't
all
go
of
to
a
a
sudden
country
we was
concert.
here having a beer and just enjoying regular American day. And then all of a sudden guys shooting from the Mandalay Bay. They
Crowd
put they
started
put
to
the
duck
emphasis
down a
on the
bit.
wrong parts of words.
And Jason Aldean actually turned around and ran off the stage. And that's when we realized that.
And then that's
you
when
know,
I went
we're-
to the ticket counter and I said, I'd like a refund, because you said Jason Aldean would do 45 minutes, but he only did 38 minutes. That's good.
No, that's someone calling on Skype, but it's not showing up on the thing.
Well,
Sorry.
that's because the deep state and Soros is after us. But
Well, I
no,
think I call it one
I
of
want to get to the fucking to the worst people in this situation.
Hmm.
There's only one person. There's only like one group of people that are worse than actual mass shooters,
Hmm.
and that's anybody who makes a mass shooting about them. If you weren't you have to be there. We need to make a new law in this country. Whenever you make a mass shooting about you, you have to meet certain criteria. Just as if you were applying for a loan.
Okay.
You need to either have been in the building or around the property where the shooting occurred, or you need to have an immediate or at least second degree of separation family member or friend who was immediately in the whole shebang. If those things did not happen, stop making these things about you. It is getting fucking exhausting. Stop it. We had people here in Florida. We know a guy. There's a dude. There's a person who actually was like, a lot of people are asking if I'm okay. And just want everybody to know it's real emotional. Motherfucker, you live in Florida. Like, nobody was worried about you. You asshole. All these people, and they're good-hearted ones, okay? It's Jeremiah, good friend of he's a good friend of ours here on the show. We've known him a long time. And Jeremiah was like fucking posting last night about, man, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to go help. And I'm like, motherfucker, there's nobody helping. You don't go down there and help. There's an active shooter right now. And he's like, I'm going to go down there and help and see if anybody needs rides home or to the hospital. You're just going to get in the way and or get arrested.
And it is with good intentions.
And
but
it's
yeah,
with good intentions.
You are getting
There's
in the way.
some with good intentions. There's some with me intentions. But it's there's this whole spectrum of people where you're like, just fucking sit still, okay? Police are still trying to find the guy, breach a door. Stop it. Stop adding to the confusion. And on the other side with the other people, stop making things about you. Nobody was asking how you are doing. Floridians and people from Oklahoma and people literally, unless your fucking cousin is a blackjack dealer at Mandalay Bay, I don't care about you and how this makes you feel.
That's a very good point.
This isn't about you.
There's a lot of people that are absolutely saying, well, this is how it affects me. This is how again, it doesn't matter how it affects you. Not even a little bit.
There's people today that
There's people that have just found out today that they don't have a family member that they had the night before, and the only thing they did differently was go to a country concert.
Oh, can I call out one person in particular?
Absolutely.
Okay, because look, I love you, Jason, but I'm calling you the fuck out right now, dude, because you were really a fucking retard today. I had to screenshot this. Listen, motherfuckers. I know we're tragedy porn. We love to attach ourselves to things that have nothing to do with us because it's so hip. It's so hot right now. It's trending on Twitter. So let me make sure people get my fucking perspective on the thing. So my buddy Jason writes today because he works in the Vegas area at a dispensary. He writes, and I quote, "Man, I sold a lot of fun shit for people to smoke and ingest at that concert. Hopefully they all made it out okay." Right. because we wanted that unique fucking perspective on the biggest mass shooting in American history. You fucking ass. Why do people write these statuses and think it's a good idea? Why do you do this to yourselves? Bro, man, I actually sold weed to some of those dead people, brah. Enough of you. Stop. Just fucking watch the news quietly like my fucking grandfather used to do. And go.
Now it's going to be all the witty verified accounts on Twitter saying, "Seeing you guys don't how many dead people and
all you
guns,
all you
and then how
fat
many
girls, all you fat girls that are 5'2" have blue hair and have a blue check mark next to your name to match your hair.
Fucking sick of it,
dumb whores.
I'm fucking sick of people, but social media companies like Twitter propping up fucking boobs and morons because they write a blog for Jezebel, and people like Jordan Peterson can get a verified check mark. It's fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Another white male with another assault right. No, they won't say assault right. They'll say like another white male with another machine gun kills me. Enough of you fucking twats. Just fucking drop dead already. Holy shit. And enough of you people going, a lot of people have been asking if I'm okay. Nobody asked their friend from Chicago if they were okay in Vegas. You asshole. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, I'm okay, you know, but it's just really affecting me right now. Is it? Dude from fucking Kansas City who's never been to Vegas, who I don't give a shit about? I'm so glad you're okay. I'm more concerned about the 58 people I saw in fucking videos and photographs last night getting their fucking grapes popped. Like, legit. More worried about them, you fucking asshole. And you're, oh, God, man. You know what? Oh, fuck, man. Sorry. But
go ahead. You could say it. I don't care. Just
there's
go
a
ahead.
person.
Go ahead. Just don't use the name.
No.
Here, let's come up with a name.
We've been doing this a long time.
Okay, I know. I'm just trying to think of a good name. That's all. Trying to help you out here.
Until we come up with a name, let's just say that there's a person.
Barry.
There's a guy.
Let's say Barry. Because Barry's easy.
I don't know, because I like Barry from Archer so much.
Oh, you don't want to ruin him?
Yeah, I don't want to don't ruin Barry from Archer for me. Because he's one of my favorite villains ever. Let's just say we know a
Mr.
guy.
Belding.
Yeah, I hate Mr. Belding.
Nobody likes Mr.
Nobody
Belding.
likes Mr.
So let's use Mr. Belding.
So, all right, check it out. We got this guy. We'll call him Mr. Belding.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that Mr. Belding may or may not have had an immediate relative that passed away during the last most horrendous, massive, the last worst mass shooting in American history up until
now. Now the second.
Yeah, now second worst. One that was in Orlando, let's just say at a club where you'd see a lot of gentlemen in mesh tank tops. Let's say that this person, I met this person days after that said shooting. We could say it's the Pulse shooting. Fuck it. So let's just say that this person lost a relative. This person was in the middle of doing a press junket for whatever, for the GoFundMe or whatever the fuck they were doing. Which is fine, I get it. Like, my sister gets fucking clipped at a Jason Aldean concert, or she's probably more likely she'd be at, like, a SmackDown taping. The point is, you know, I get it. Or ghost hunting or whatever. You know, whatever. If a ghost kills my sister, I'll probably start a GoFundMe and try to get on Nancy Grace. But when I met this person, Mr. Belding, everybody was a little worked up because it was very close by, this Pulse shooting thing.
Correct.
So everybody was worked up. And this was about the beginning of my red pilling, when I really started taking the red pill. So I was already kind of a little bit more, I was getting a lot of Facebook suspensions and stuff. And so Royce and Maria, they wanted to have a thing. And they were like, oh, well, this guy wanted to talk. And, you know, they're very nice people. So they'll go, hey, you know, whatever. We'll let people, you know, vent and stuff. They'd be being there for somebody. I met this person, Mr. Belding, who proceeded to, I was like, wow, man, I'm really sorry about your relative that was lost in this shooting. He proceeded to kind of go like, yeah, and then go on and on about how he got to meet Nancy Grace and how well the GoFundMe was doing. We were all supposed to do a show that night and discuss this horrible tragedy when it happened. I ended up recusing myself from the show and not doing the show which Royce knows is very weird for me. I don't usually not do radio or comedy. If there's a gig, I'm like, yeah, do a gig, whatever. I bought a bottle of Jameson, and I went and sat. I went in a room somewhere, and I brewed it, and I drank until I fucking threw up that night. I wanted, it's like every ounce of self-control not to smash Mr. Belding in the face with anything I could find that was blunt and heavy after getting this bad at first impression of him. And to this day, this guy, every time there's a national tragedy, he's the one I was talking about earlier, that was like, hey, guys, I'm okay. It just makes me think about my relative and fucking his dude makes his dumb friendship bracelets, and he's always just, I've never seen somebody milk a dead loved one so much. Stop being that people. Stop being that way. Sorry about the rant. I needed to let that out on here because we hate this person. And it's just every time there's a national tragedy now, there is a, well, you know, fucking, it just really takes me back to that thing that everybody feels bad for me about, so I always bring it up. I keep circling back around because you have no interesting personality or no kind of a trait that would make anybody want to stay around you. You're the guy somebody will sit there and play video games with for 3 hours, and you go, well, I really should get home after work in the morning. But my dead relative, though. And you're like, God damn it. Enough. Stop using it.
My problem is I understand that everybody reacts differently to different things, but you know, I have personally, and if you guys follow me on Facebook, you might know this or not, but I've been personally just called a terrible person or I'm a horrible person because of different political views, and I'm immediately shunned and told this and that. But it's like, you know what? I'd rather you call me a fucking shitty person because I'm honest about the shit that I believe than this weird-ass virtue signaling fucking tightrope where immediately you either play the game or you're a villain, you know? I mean, look at what happened to, I forget her name. I know your teammate is like the black red pill girl, the black journalist who was trying to do the anti-bullying thing for the Gamergate, you know, the Gamergate chick. And the Gamergate girl sent her a message saying, no, you can't release the names of trolls. And now we're finding out, and that's a story we're going to talk about second hour too, is about the Clinton campaign and Facebook and all that. Most of the hate is the left, man. But it's shrouded in this virtue signaling or this, look how good I am. But they will immediately swarm you, take your career, take your livelihood, take everything away from you if you don't follow their agenda. And then they have the irony to call conservatives fascist.
But that's the thing, too. The right is always the, you know, that's the thing. The left is just like, you're going to do things our way, you're going to think our way, you're going to do everything our way. And the right has always just been like, that's why the whole Gadsden flag, don't tread on me. The right is not, the right has some hateful rhetoric, and they're not nice people. But the right has this belief system of, just leave us the fuck alone.
I agree.
Just get the fuck away from me, or I'll shoot you in the face. Whereas the left is like, no, we're gonna fucking make the government stick a gun in your face and make you think this way. And it's
you know what? I could better get along with people that have the mindset of, man, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Like, I could easily let people do it. Again, we talked about last week the fucking taking a knee. And by the way, you fucking faggots, you all look like even bigger faggots now that a real tragedy hit while you're fucking taking a knee over some artificial minor statistic on the blip of the FBI data thing. Now you really look like faggots. And by the way, you fucking kneelers, Trump beat your ass. 106 people were kneeling last week, and this weekend, 8. Want to know why? Because they realized, Jesus Christ, 75% of our fan base is military, and the rest are cops.
Whoops.
Whoops-a-daisy.
Whoops.
Yeah. Because guess what? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because you're charging $120 for a jersey, so you have to be a conservative to afford one of your piece of shit jerseys.
Hey, assholes, why do you think Drake isn't out there telling his fans to pull their pants up and maybe cops will stop shooting them? Because he doesn't want his sales to go down fucking 17% in 1 week.
Correct. So fucking shut your mouths.
Dumbasses.
These are the real things.
You're not rappers.
And by
You're
the
not
way,
this.
no,
Your
no.
fan base, I get that. Listen, NFL players, I get that the guys you hang out with, the King of Diamonds on the weekend, hey, throwing money and listening to Yo Gotti. The people who watch you and pay for your tickets and buy your dumb jerseys listen to "And I'm proud to be an American," and they stand during the national anthem.
I want every fucking single one of those players that was kneeling. Free speech, they're allowed to kneeling. Every one of them right now should be on a bus, on a car, on a plane to right now to Las Vegas to fucking help everybody that they can. Unless the knee thing was bullshit and they only care about black dead people, or maybe they don't even care about dead people and they were just virtue signaling.
Well, if these guys care about dead black people, then they should tell black people to stop killing so many black people.
But nobody will say it because you can't say it because then you're immediately a racist.
Too many black youth are getting murdered. Well, good. We'll get with your people and fix this shit. Jesus Christ.
It's enough, man.
The last black community leader to care about black on black crime was the dad from Boys in the Hood.
Well, I would say
stepdad.
I would say Carl Winslow from Family Matters. He was a cop too.
Yeah, rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
No, that's a different one. I said Carl Winslow from Family. You racist! They're the different guy. The guy from Die Hard.
I'm really frazzled today.
Not Shredder. Not the voice of Shredder.
I wish I could even. I wish I could just be dishonest and be like, oh, whatever. I really just got no sleep last night.
No, it's rough. I get it.
This was a weird situation. I was literally going like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep. And then the videos started coming out. And I was like, sons of bitches. And then I got Sam Hided.
Why don't we go to break? When we come back, why don't we talk about some stuff that isn't about the shooting so we can at least, try to focus on other stuff going on in the world? How about that?
Sure.
What do you think?
Sounds great.
All right back.
We've just received a disturbing report that a local man has been kidnapped by radical Occupy protesters and subjected to heaven knows what.
Journalistic ethics prevent us from releasing the man's name, but between you and me, it's Stan Smith.
Stan? Daddy? Dad?
Ow! Hang now.
We are a radical arm of the Occupy movement. We have several demands. The rich should give their money to the poor. Then the new rich should give their money to the new poor. And then they should go round and round like the Sneetches? Is that what that is? Also, there should be a 1-year waiting period to get a gun. And at the end of that year, you don't get a gun.
Second hour, Revenge of the Sis. If you want to call in, it's 954-573-2780 if you listen live. If not, you could always just shoot over a message to us on our Facebook, facebook.com/We're Not Sorry, or on Twitter, ROTC Media. So add us there. And also, iTunes. Now we're on iTunes, so make sure you subscribe there and review. And after a fucking 1,000-day waiting period, maybe iTunes will approve your review.
Yeah, maybe they'll approve our reviews finally.
At some point, it would be
nice.
Very nice.
Legit gotten screen caps of people sending reviews.
Look, saying
in,
like, "Hey,
I
dude,
don't know.
we reviewed." I'm like, "Yeah, that's great," but iTunes will decide when they're going to post it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, by the way, Mike, how's the monetization going with YouTube?
Status is still unofficial yet. We're still waiting for. We're still under review
because we do have a lot of videos. We do have a lot of videos.
We're still under review.
Yes.
However, in case, and I don't think that YouTube would to monetize us because we're a fine, upstanding program fighting for your liberties.
Correct.
But in case they don't, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/We're Not Sorry, in case you wanted to help keep us independent and help keep us from becoming another InfoWars, which is just another deep state globalist shill operation now.
Again, patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. Thank you for the people that have given already. You guys are awesome. The more you give, the more shows we're going to do. This week, we're going to crank out some shows. The next couple of weeks, we're going to give you a lot of content. So everything you give helps us. I mean, you've already seen the improvements, I'm sure, in the quality of the show. But we really do appreciate it. And
Yeah,
also
watch episode 1. That thing was a stinker.
Seriously, tell your friends. By the way, also tell your friends. Why don't we talk about the story that we did miss? It happened right.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about whatever you want to talk about?
Actually, off air, you were like, "Yeah, we should talk about that. It'll be good."
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry.
Anyway, this is the Mexican lady who took a hat.
Whoa. Let's not be racist.
No, she's actually Mexican from Mexico.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's the right term, is Mexican.
Is it?
Yes.
Because it sounds kind of...
Okay, well, fine. I'll say it. This chola was fucking...
This puta.
Yeah, this puta decided to take the hat from a Trump supporter.
This fucking taco N-word.
Yeah. Decided that was now was the perfect time to take the...
So this chick went on her little beaner hat patrol.
So let's see here. Oh, we have a caller. Hi, caller. Who's this? Hello? Caller?
Hello.
Hey, who's this?
This is James from Connecticut.
Hey, what's going on, James?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm calling, and I figured you guys wanted, a little segue action, something aside from Vegas to talk about.
Sure.
Quite frankly, we never got an answer in American Vandal who spray painted all those dicks.
Okay.
Look, man, we're trying to get to the bottom of that.
And the truth is that
my money's on Ming, bro, all day.
Do I think that Dylan did it? No, we all know Dylan didn't do it.
Dylan's clearly not.
Dylan is clearly
not the man behind
He's not
all
the
this.
man behind the dicks. All right?
Don't
There's
tell
a
me.
level of sophistication he's not capable of.
We haven't
I
finished.
agree.
We haven't finished the show yet.
We're almost over.
But are you?
It's okay.
Without spoiling it, do you mean to tell me that there's going to be another season of this fucking show?
I don't see how though. Like half of them kids have fucking graduated.
Honestly,
by now.
dude, if you asked me, would they be able to make 8 episodes? about this, I would have been like, no, there's no way. There's no way you get to episode 4 and it's not like unfunny at that point. We're at episode 4 now, and I'm still like, Jesus Christ, it's really bugging me now. They did a wonderful job with that program.
Yeah, definitely watch American Vandal if you haven't seen it on Netflix. If you watch Making a Murderer, you'll fucking love.
Wait,
what
did
they
you
do.
just call our show to plug a show that's doing way better than our show?
Don't be jealous the high school kids have better production value. All right? You're better than that.
Listen, it's not.
Well, maybe their Patreon has more donations. How about that?
They probably do. They probably do.
Probably do.
What can you do?
However,
You know?
we do have more than most people. I've seen some people that have been around a while. I'm like, Jesus, you guys need to put.
All right. God bless.
Hey,
guys.
man,
Talk
thanks.
to you later.
Later. It's great.
I do want to know Pain at the Dick.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, but anyway, back to
this fucking monstrosity.
Let's do our own American
She
Vandal.
doesn't even have Mexican eyebrows.
Let's do our. Well, she does have the attitude. Let's go to. I'm Cuban. I could fucking talk shit about Hispanics all day, no problem.
Look at that side profile. Look at fucking Alfred Hitchcock over here.
All right, let's see.
You stole my property, my Make America Great Again hat.
Look at the kind of shit he's wearing. Look it.
Look at. Hey, look at the kind of shit you wearing, yo. Nice fucking.
What, you're gonna turn it into stupid?
I love
What
that
the
this
hell is your
guy.
problem?
By the way, you can tell this guy's a right winger because he's like, "You're touching my property. Hey, you're violating the NAP, bro." fucking hate. You know, I am conservative, but they're so annoying too with their rhetoric. Hey, bro, private property rights are constitutional rights. We get it. Just fucking turn her in,
Hey,
dumb bitch.
so this guy thought it would be a good idea to
Hey,
go into
órale,
the
this
conference?
man is a hat, ese.
But hold on, let's try to hear her rational argument about taking his hat.
Well thought out argument.
Let's see. I bet you it's good.
So this guy thought it would be a good idea to go into the conference
With my
wearing this
freedom of
fucking
speech,
hat.
with my freedom of speech, she took my hat.
Wearing
this
this
belongs
hat.
to me. Give it back to me. It belongs to me.
He sounds like
This
Napoleon
belongs
Dynamite.
to me. I bought it, and she took it from me. It is mine.
Really? Look.
Stop being a fat lard.
Hey, give me my hat. Super serious.
All right.
Look at the kind of shit he's wearing. You know what this represents? This represents genocide.
I understand.
Genocide of a bunch of people.
A bunch.
And look at what he's wearing.
Listen
in
to her
front of a
fucking.
group of people.
Listen to her. This wordsmith. This
bunch.
genocide of a bunch of people, eh? Tired of fucking fat female Cheech Marin over here. Enough of her.
This is mine. This is mine. You do not get to take other people's property that is legally theirs. In
Yeah, I don't like her fucking Dreamcatcher earrings either. Mexican America, so like to get
be
up
fair,
early.
The dream catcher's working if her dream was to be a fat bitch. Congratulations, fat
Look
bitch.
at this fucking dude. I have not seen that much acne on a person that doesn't do methamphetamines in my lifetime. Clearly,
pretty
judging from her
bad,
weight, she
yeah.
doesn't do methamphetamines.
this country.
Man, fuck your laws.
Fuck your laws.
Fuck your laws.
Fuck your private property rights in America. Are you leaving? No, that's not how this works.
I just took.
No, that's not
I
how it.
just took his hat. I took Mike's
I
hat.
want my hat back.
I said, no, hold on. Do you know what this hat represents?
Titties?
Enslaving women. Enslaving women.
And what's the problem
I'm
there?
calling the police.
That's fine.
No,
They're going to
I'm
give me my
taking
hat
your
back.
hat. You don't get to have your hat anymore.
Call the police. Here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
A number
Tell
of
me
things.
what's going to happen.
One, I own that hat.
Okay.
So I'm going to get my hat back.
Okay.
Two, you're Hispanic. So you're probably going to be arrested on suspicion of something. And three, you're probably illegal. Give me my hat back.
All right, you gotta have your hat.
Build a wall.
You gotta have a
It's
hat.
ridiculous.
God damn it.
What is it with your people and taking things that don't
Well,
belong
to be
to you?
fair, you represent genocide.
And by the way, when I meant you people, I meant Marxists, not, Mexicans. I'm kidding. I meant both.
Let's see what this Mexican has to say.
All right?
Then get
Do you
out.
have any fucking conscience?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, and I do.
Really? And that's why you go in there
Yes,
wearing this
That's
hat?
precisely why.
Because you have a conscience.
Yes.
Look,
She stole
this
my
guy-
hat.
this
She
guy
stole
went
my
up
hat.
there-
I was walking around.
No, let me tell you
I was
something.
walking
Most
around.
of the-
No, I want to argue right now because I took their hat, but I have autism, but I also have a Mexican accent.
Went and took the hat off of my head.
Of the groups in this campus,
It does not
most
matter.
of the groups
I
on
have
this
a
campus
freedom of speech
are-
to wear this
Your
hat.
fucking freedom of speech is genocide, homeboy.
It doesn't matter.
Is that what you're trying
My
to
freedom of
represent?
speech.
Can I ask a question? Does she know how many Native Native Americans Mexicans killed when they went over there? Because they didn't just breed with them; they also killed them. And you still got to wear your sombreros.
Allows me to wear that hat.
Do you understand? This is genocide. I want to go back to our original ancestors and rip their heart outs at the head of temples and burn them alive and then rape virgins like we used to in our peaceful days when we were indigenous people.
Much as
I
I
swear
want,
to God, I
you
wish I
do
could
not get
burn
to
this
steal.
She wishes she could burn somebody's private property. Now remember,
Whoa,
hold on.
a Mexican? Get out of town.
Trump? No, that's not true. Any real Mexican construction worker would wear any hat they find. They can't even read what it says.
Yeah.
I've seen a Mexican at Burger King with a 60 and sexy shirt.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Just because Mexicans are good at building shit doesn't mean they're not also good at burning shit down, okay?
Good point.
Ask any firefighter who sets a forest fire so he can go be the savior.
My
It's a
property.
cyclical
I
thing.
paid for that. I bought it. It is mine.
I
It is
donated
mine.
to the
Give
Trump
it back.
campaign, and I am
You
fucking
give
on
it
the
back.
front lines of this genocide.
Are you people not going to do anything? She's stealing my property.
Extension, just dial it. I'll talk to them.
And then this fucking beta male that works in the behind the desk is like, no, I have to just call for my man. You know how this should go when you walk in there? It should be like, hey, whose hat is that? It's just give him his fucking hat back, you dumb idiot. Give it to him now, or you're gonna be suspended. If you don't give it to him, you're gonna be expelled. Now give him his hat back, or I'll call the police. You can't take people's property. Now fucking stop it. Fucking stop placating this. This video, this video's 9 minutes long.
I
It
hope
took
the
them
video-
8 minutes to resolve this.
I hope that they're about to call the security and go, excuse me, security, we have a guy with a genocidal hat here.
Oh, that would be
yeah, this is R.A. Derek, what's up? Could you come arrest this guy? He's wearing a MAGA hat.
Oh, my God.
He supports genocide of indigenous
Look, I don't
peoples.
want to make a big thing out of this,
I
but
do
that is
actually
mine.
know because it's so fucking
That is
important
mine.
that y'all are allowing people
I was
to
up
wear
at the student org
this.
retreat.
Allowing people to wear a hat.
Yes.
That's oppression.
It is.
I thought the other thing would be oppression.
I'm oppressed right now.
This is fucked. This is fucked. This country's fucked. Europe's fucked. White people are fucked. We're fucked. We are fucked. And if anybody asks why I don't go hard enough on alt-right people, oh, well, why don't you go after the Nazis? Because honestly, I don't want them to get wiped out because we might need them at some point because of this. Yeah, I said it.
The majority people of color in this campus, and you let people walk around and wear this shit.
Dude, to listen, I can't listen to these women on the left. It's like if they were doing a parody of this shrill, autistic, horrendous. It's the guys in Dumb and Dumber making the most annoying sound ever. It's unbearable to watch stuff like this.
Brendan in the chat says, I bet she owns a Che shirt.
Look at this.
Let's calm
Make
down.
America great again. It was never fucking great. Never.
If it was never fucking great, then why are you living here, huh?
Hey, by the way, you fucking bitch, fat fucking taco slob. Maybe, and this is a big what if.
This is a big if.
Maybe, okay, if you feel the need to rip somebody's hat off, walk in and ruin 3 people's day that are just on the job at work, maybe you just might be the problem. Just maybe. Just
No.
maybe.
I think you're wrong.
You know what I don't see? I don't see neo-Nazis. I don't see any of the trad youth walking around ripping off people's fucking yarmulkes and running into fucking offices and going, do you see this? Huh? This represents Jew control of our Zionist media.
Well, let's see what else.
Only the left acts like this. Like, I get that both sides are crazy, but only one side is ripping people's hats off and then indignantly standing there and going, I'm the right one. It's fucking, dude, the level of lack of self-awareness. I can't do this anymore.
So let's play a little more.
No, you do.
Get out! I was born here.
If you don't like it so
What
much,
you
get
mean?
out.
Get out! Where the fuck am I gonna go?
Go to
I was
Mexico.
born
Go wherever
here.
the hell you want. Give me
How the
back
fuck
my
do you know
hat.
that I'm brown? You don't know shit about me.
Are you kidding me? Listen to you. Look at you.
We know everything about you. I know everything about you.
Mexican Americans. They love their ninas and their nanas and their nono.
Give me my hat. That's all I want is my hat back. That's literally all I want.
It's okay.
I started none of this.
It's okay.
How do you know I'm brown, gringo?
As a trio here.
I don't know. I have eyes and ears and a nose. Like, those are the fucking three things.
Yeah, I don't know, because you're fat and cleaning my hotel room.
Yeah, seriously. Holy fuck. Girl who could only wear a sweater now because she can't fit into her skinny clothes anymore. So she wears a sweater, even though it's still pretty warm out
It's
there.
not even sweater either. It's like one of those. It's a sweatshirt.
Correct. Good
Who's
point.
ever looked good in a sweatshirt? It's just like literally what it's called, a sweatshirt. You're just a gross fucking literally. You look like that is the kind of clothing you go get from like a church. Mexican America. The worst kind of people.
Let's try to just.
So you're recording me like I'm the criminal here.
Because.
Sorry, she's Mexican.
Because you
Oh,
are
'cause of the hat thing.
Because you are the criminal here. You're stealing somebody else's property.
And you're also Mexican.
I don't.
You stole my property. That is
Y'all
literally
stole
a crime.
This land. Your ancestors stole this land.
That is.
Okay, but we have it now. So
But now-
get over it.
but now
so
it's-
either
yeah,
check this out. You're so fucking great. Oh, we stole your land. Then fucking steal it back. I dare you. Try to steal it back, but no, you can't. So you take his hat.
I get it.
And fucking shriek autistically. And again, you're ruining like 5 people's day. And they're just at work. They don't need your fucking your fat gross nonsense.
By the way, she's in financial. She has financial aid.
Of course she does. Of course she does. This fucking waste of space, drain on society, fucking chalupa eating sack of shit. I hope she gets ovarian cancer.
It's literally a crime. That is
Okay.
literally a crime.
Can I take it? Can I be the neutral party and I'll take it?
God, I could burn this shit right now.
She knows. She knows this guy's about to get his hat back.
Oh, yeah. She knows it. Because what else is going to happen in this situation?
We have indulged this autism for too long in this country.
Yep. Enough! You're fucking wrong. You're a dumb Mexican bitch. You're a dumb Mexican bitch. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna statistically do what all of them fucking do, and you're gonna sit and you're gonna fucking yell.
You think I'm gonna do?
Yeah. You're just gonna sit there and you're gonna be another. You're gonna get at fucking 500 kids, and you're gonna say this country's terrible while this country literally feeds them. So fucking stop. Just let the guy wear his hat, and you can wear your fucking terrible sweater.
But you know, it's this kind of stuff. You know, when people ask me, because I get people all the time that ask me, like, you know, oh, as far as because they'll hear me say I'm like pro-fascist, which I kind of am. I'm kind of a capitalist, nationalist, libertarianish who flirts with fascism. But they'll be like, how can you be into fascism but not be into the ethno stuff? I'm just not. Like, I'm not into the race stuff. Like, I've met too many people in diverse communities that were all normal. I've met normal Cubans, normal blacks, normal Asians.
I've never met a normal Cuban.
Normal Asians. I've met Middle Easterners. They're rare, but I've met some that you're like, these are fucking great. These people make the country of America better by their presence. So when you hear me say I'm pro-fascism, or I'm all about throwing somebody out of a helicopter or tossing them into an oven, somebody like this, when it comes to rounding people up and just offing them, there's certain lists of people, and it has nothing to do with their race, their religion, their back. It's like pedos, I'm cool with, just round them up. I don't mean like, oh, burn their skin off, and no, they're not about torture and vengeance, but just it's anything cancerous. This is cancer. Pedophilia is cancer. Anybody like this that's like, over a hat, just kill. Boom. Give him his hat back. Cut this bitch's head off. Let's move on. We've way bigger shit to worry about, like the shit that's going on in Vegas, to worry about this fat-titted disaster.
We will need to return his property to him, but then we can talk about.
How about we talk about not letting people wear this
Why
shit
does
on
the
campus?
RA sound like fucking Brodus Clay?
Because it might be Brodus Clay.
He's not doing good. He's
doing
not
well.
on TNA anymore, and he's basically just doing Gutfeld's show now. And have you actually seen him? He is pretty boring.
Supporting freedom of speech, something that people fought and died.
That was a good impression, though. Hold on. Let's hear. Can we just hear your impression really quick? Because it was a good impression.
Not letting people wear this shit on
How
campus.
about we talk about supporting freedom of speech,
How about we talk
something
about
that
supporting
people
freedom
fought
of
and
speech
died
when-
for?
Bro, was there 2 of him?
Dude, she really.
You know what?
Bro,
I'm
when you
taking it
talk-
back.
Yeah, you know what? Keep the hat.
Keep the hat.
You earned it.
You-
But
that was a good
bro,
impression.
Dude, how is he even going to put a hat on now? It would hurt because of that burn.
Seriously, dude. Let her have the hat at this point. Because she owned you. Because at first you thought you were going to say a point, and she was all like,
By the way, she used as a serious tactic just now against somebody she politically, philosophically, and personally disagrees with.
The Nana and the Boo Boo?
She literally did the same thing that Royce and I do to each other.
All the time.
But in passing. Like, it's never even a... Like, the fact that you use that in a big argument, it just shows that you got nothing. Because it's something me and Royce... Literally, if I just stand up and Royce goes, hey, man, do me a favor. Can you grab those chips off the counter? Yeah, can you give them...
Yep.
That was your A-bomb? No, what?
Everybody, when people could have tried to fucking protest and use their freedom of speech, what happens?
Why do all of these Aspergery lefty girls all nowadays, they just wear mom jeans and a sweatshirt?
Because it's all they can fit
They
into.
just don't care
It's
anymore.
all they fit into.
Why can't these supposed alleged women care about themselves as much as they... If they cared about themselves as much as they cared about this country, they would all look like Ivanka Trump.
Let them. Are you kidding me?
That's not fucking true.
I was at the protest in Berkeley, and I was the one who was silent.
Y'all be making these memes and posting about how we just like want to make a.
By the way, you hear that Keck stand? The memes are working.
Yeah, guys.
Keep
By the way,
doing it.
yeah, they're
it's fucking
spurting out.
working. By the way, 4chan, keep making them. Reddit, keep doing it. Keep doing it because it's working. They're mad at memes.
I also love how you can take a whole group of people with red hats and go, well, you guys are all making these memes. You guys are all doing this. But if I'm like, well, all you Mexicans are fucking loading up our jails.
Racist.
You're all stealing our cars and raping people
Racist.
and coming over here illegally
Racist.
and making up if honestly, making up an impressive part of the prison gang network, I would be a racist. Which I am. That's not the point.
riot and we just want to be loud and obnoxious when we're really trying to fight genocide from happening.
No, let's be fair. You're Mexican. You're just trying to be loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
I've been to your parties. What are those fucking... I always forget.
You have to the
quinceañera. I've been to those.
the music has to be loud because they're piercing the baby's ears. So to be fair, the crying is loud.
You're the worst people.
And the music covers the piercing of the baby's ears.
Oh my God. Dude, you know what it is too? Mexicans, you guys are terrible, and here's why. Because you have because you're not Guatemalans or Hondurans, you have this fucking sense like you're like La Raza with a fucking Spaniard blood. You go fuck yourselves. You know what? At least Hondurans and Guatemalans have a sense of humility about them. You know what I mean? How fucking dare you Mexicans? You think it because you're the fucking, you're the Japanese of Central America? That you're gonna brag? With your fucking piñatas and your fucking drug cartels? Go eat a dick. Go eat a fucking dick-shaped fajita.
Don't worry.
Bags of shit.
There's still 6 more minutes.
Give me my property, and I will leave, and I will go back to the retreat where I'm supposed to be.
Fucking think about it. How about you read history books?
Give me my property, and I will go back up to the retreat, and I will not care.
Feel a car bouncing in the background.
This is pissing me off because he wore it in a group where literally most of the organizations...
Literally? I'm just like walking down and like literally.
Well, guess what? You know what? That hat does piss you off. We'll make a deal right now. You can have the hat. You know what annoys me, miss? Fucking Mexicans. So, take the hat, okay? Get over on the other side of the wall. How do you like them apples? Now everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Particularly the taxpayers of Los Angeles County.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Keep the hat. Keep
Take
the
it
hat.
back up. Yeah, seriously.
Keep the hat and give Orange County back.
All of it.
There you go.
Give the Southwestern.
fair.
Give us the Southwestern United States back.
Thank you.
And you can have all the Trump hats you want. We'll fling them over the wall with a trebuchet. You pieces of shit. And now we've been demonetized.
If we weren't.
School are led by people of color. And
Including mine. My president is a Filipino.
Oh, no way. And does that make you not racist? Because last time I checked, you were wearing this fucking hat.
I myself am half
Because last time I checked-
Nicaraguan.
So wait, this guy's even half Nicaraguan and she's still yelling at him?
Well, then why didn't he say it Nicaraguan?
Because he's trying.
I would laugh. All I'm going to say is, and I'm not going to say it, but let's just say it would have been great if Homeboy butchered that word. That's all I'm going to say. Let's just say he's not used to saying Nicaraguan very often. If he had butchered that word, and then everybody just went, look, we're going to let her keep the hat now.
What do you call a black swim team?
Probably absent.
Wow. Let's keep going.
Oh my
I don't
God, but
care.
You're fucking white, boy. You're white.
Are you assuming that?
No,
Are you assuming
no,
my
you
race?
are, though.
you assuming
We are
my
because-
race?
because
I mean, come on.
regardless-
Let's be consistent
of
here.
what
Let's be
races you have
consistent
within
here.
You pass as a white man.
I don't
in
care.
this
I am
fucking
half
country.
Nicaraguan. I am half Nicaraguan. You are assuming my race here. All I
Have
want
you
is my
seen
property.
anybody more ignorant than this?
All I want is my property.
By the way, this isn't even a left and right thing. I want to say typical woman argument here, trying to pull everybody around you into it. Like, are you seeing this? Agree with me. Someone agree with me, so I'm not alone in this. Are you seeing what he's doing?
You know what we need right now? You know who would have fixed the situation perfectly, diffused it in 2 seconds? Bronx Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
Bronx Johnny just showed up and was like, man, bitch, give that man his goddamn hat back, please.
He would have
Seriously.
he would have yanked it from out of her hand.
First of all, give my man his hat back before I fuck you up. But why you don't even understand? Yo, no, seriously. Get the fuck out of here right now. Leave my man alone. Fuck out of here with that shit.
All I want is
Back
my
me
property.
Up here, like it's fucked up
All
that
I
you
want
can't
is my
even
property.
condones this.
I think she meant to say condone, but she's retarded.
What did
she say?
Condones.
Letting
Property.
people wear this shit on campus.
All I want is my property. That is all I want here.
Stop violating the NAP, ma'am. That is aggressive behavior, taking my private property rights from me. Don't tread on me.
For that with my own money.
Same
And that's all I want is my own money.
Make America great again.
At this point, he probably could have got his hat yanked it from her at this point, but now he's filming because he understands he has gold on his hand.
And by the way, when she asked that question, when was America ever great? I say, I'll tell you, when America was great, when fucking Andrew Jackson was expanding at a rapid pace and fucking your ancestors to death. That's when it was great. It was fucking awesome back then, and it will be great again. You fucking dumb bitch. When Andrew Jackson was just running around with a fucking cudgel, just smashing Indian skulls like like fucking Gallagher doing his fucking closing set. That's when America's great again. You
All I
fucking
want
fat
is my own property,
Asperger
and
fucking
honestly,
bitch.
The fact that you people haven't gotten this back from me is sad. It's wrong.
We're gonna talk to her.
We're getting someone here.
We'll talk to her. Get the goddamn hat. She's got her fucking. She's getting her greasy fucking Taco Bell sauce fingers all over my head.
You know when yesterday you said some people were asking you and asking me too, hey, when did Royce is really red pilling hard? You want to know why? Do you really want to know why? Because of this. Because it's not. Look, I'm not even as mad as you said at this autistic fucking Mexican. What I'm mad at is all the people around her that you're seeing this. Shouldn't be a 9-minute video, enabling this child, because what she is a child in her fucking 20s, a child telling her that look, you're wrong, but we're gonna explain to you why you're wrong and this and that, and we're just gonna be okay. Do you want to know what happens if you take somebody? Let me tell you something, bitch. Go go take an unbent rimmed LA fucking Angels hat from somebody in Compton and see if they're going to sit there and film you or if they're going to shoot you in the face, take the hat, take your purse, and then piss on you. So I have an idea. Treat everybody like that because this is getting ridiculous, man. These people are saying, we're going to talk to you. We're going to calmly let you know why this is illegal to take somebody's property. No. How about this, cunt? How about fucking stop taking people's hats? And you know what? While you're at it, stop taking people's jobs. Well, yeah, stop taking everything. How about that? Stop it.
Royce has a point. You know, in the time that I went to school, at the same time Royce went to school, because we're about the same age. If this was going on at a college or any kind of, I didn't really go to too much college. It's a couple classes.
Me too. Community, right? You went community like me? Yep.
I didn't take to
It's
it.
hard.
But there are certain rules back then. Like if back then, even with the SJW stuff, and we grew up kind of all in the, hey, we all agree this SJW stuff's great. Okie dokie. That was our generation. So everybody's fine. There was really no static. If Royce was some kid in school, took my fucking hat, like it would be a 2-minute video. It would be somebody coming over and going, give the man his hat back. Give the kid his hat back right now. Or you're both suspended for fucking a month. You know what I mean? And you'd be like, but dude, no. Give him his hat back. And it would be 2 minutes. You'd be like, you fucking dick though. Okay, yeah, whatever. And that would be it. But they're letting this fucking fat taco slob spurg out. This is all being funded by us right now. Everything. All 3 of the salaries of the people behind the counter, the fucking grants of the 2 kids going. I'm sure the fucking somehow we paid for that stupid hat and this Asperger fat titties, stupid sweatshirt that she stole, whatever, from a fucking donation bin. All of this is being paid for by us. And my only thing is, I get it. These incidents are going to happen on payrolls that we're paying for. These incidents should last 2 minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's my tax money. 2 minutes. Give me the fucking hat back. I've got fucking 15 other things to do to make this college better right now.
Correct.
Give him his goddamn hat back. But we can't do it anymore. How slow, how jammed up is our system going to be in the next 10 years? With appeals and court things and indulging people and this person was, and then now, how many people down the road are going to get off as criminally insane because they're not even competent? Like, I feel like 50% of millennials are not even competent to stand trial in any scenario where they're violent because they're so nuts. You can't even look at these.
Do you think they're nuts because it's some sort of hormonal thing, or do you think they're just nuts because at this point they've been conditioned to be crazy?
Yeah, I think somebody poisoned the well culturally a long time ago. You fucking, you can ask people on the alt left, they'll tell you it's the white man. You ask people on the alt right, they'll tell you it's the Jews. Me personally, I don't think any group of people that run the world and keep us in this fucked up state that we're in. I don't think there's any common thread. I don't think that they're like, we're the evil Jewish people, or harumph, we're the white fucking cartoons of fat cats with bags of money that are poorly drawn in the newspaper. Oil barons, with our twirly mustaches. But there is a loose connection of things that just it makes more sense to just keep poisoning us and ruining us because, hey, we'll save you by you giving us more control. That's why I really, truly believe that there's going to be a very nasty, nasty, violent fucking civil war in this country in the next 20 years. I do believe that. And I do think that we're going to end up just getting balkanized. And I think that's a good thing.
Well, they're saying November 4th is when
that ain't the big one. Anybody who believes that this November 4th is the start of the Civil War, you're a fucking LARPer. You're probably somebody who donates to fucking Levi Romero's fucking Patreon account or PayPal, and you probably like Lauren Southern. But this is fucking.
By the way, it's a good time to remind you. Do you need your Patreon?
Hey, you guys, make sure, because we have a lot going on right now, and we want to keep the show going for you. We're truly independent media. Even though I'm funded by Ezra Levant, I need your money too. So please send me money on Patreon. We're not sorry.
We're trying to get everyone to just
I'm fine.
No, we're gonna take a breather.
Honestly, I'm fine. I just want my property. All I want is my property.
That's full of shit, because y'all are just gonna like mediate this and make it so like, oh, we're all okay here.
To like do their jobs.
Yeah. So like, and then you're gonna give him his property back, and then like I gotta back like I can't be violent towards people and steal their belongings, which I'm genetically predisposed to doing. What?
Freedom of speech, whatever. How about we actually think about what's going on in
The
this country?
country that you
How about we
apparently love
actually-
so much
No, I
supports
really
freedom
don't. Though
of
I
speech.
fucking hate this country.
That's why I say leave.
I hate it, and I'm not
That's
leaving.
why I say
I'm
leave.
staying here because there's shit that needs to be fixed here, so that's why I'm staying.
Oh yeah, you're a
Then
real
you don't- but
fucking.
you don't fix it by
Because
breaking
we-
the law.
What are you gonna fix it by fucking collecting financial aid and sitting around and gaining weight and getting a fucking horrendous it's Pat haircut? Yeah, you're really killing it. Who did your friend say she looked like her?
Oh, I forgot.
Fucking have me dying. Who this bitch looks like? Oh, how can you not remember that now?
I
It's
forgot now.
Kill me.
I have to remember.
This
You should get rid of all y'all.
But we don't fix it by breaking the
Alright,
laws. And
we don't.
newsflash, I was born here too. I'm not leaving.
I don't give a fuck where you were born, boy. You got a shitload of privilege in you, and it shows by you wearing this hat.
I don't care.
And it shows
I
by
take the
you wearing
privilege
this
that I
proudly
wear,
around
that I live in
when
this
there's
country.
literally
I have
people
freedoms
getting
that people
killed
fought,
out
that people
there.
fight and die for. Freedoms that allow me to wear that hat. Freedoms that allow you to speak out against it, but not to take my property.
Oh my God, property.
Yeah, like things that people own.
It's so weird how
this is no, but the concept of property is foreign to them, and it's like, what do you want this guy to say to her? Outside, by the way, he's being very reasonable, honestly, because I know that you wouldn't be as reasonable in the situation.
Oh, buddy. Now, I don't look. I'm not going to condone. I'm not going to condone violence against women, but I would like to make it very perfectly clear on this program that on two separate occasions in my life, I have legit, and I quote, put hands on a bitch. This would have been one of those scenarios. It wouldn't have been like I wouldn't have hit her right away. But this video, where are we at now? 5 minutes, 50 seconds in. A minute and 20 seconds ago, this bitch would have caught a fucking hand, like literally a cupped hand to the face. And I would have grabbed my hat and I would have walked out of that bitch. Yep. I probably would have been expelled from that school. And again, it was, dude, violence against women. Yes, I've done it twice in my life. Both smacks. Just don't violate. Don't push it. Don't get to that point. And again, it's very rare. I'm 34 years old. It's only happened twice. One time, there was a big giant lesbian, and she was beating up a retarded kid.
Okay,
legit
well,
retarded kid.
That's fair.
From high
See?
school. And this kid,
That's good context.
This kid was super retarded, and we all fucked with him. Like you and I. Like one time, I gave him. He asked me for directions on the first day of school to his class, and I led him up to the roof. Not like the roof where it's there, because like the schools are stacked, but it was one of those like first level roof courtyards that I knew a fire alarm would sound. Like, all right, fucking you fuck with the retarded kid. This chick was like literally Conor McGregor sitting on his chest, ground and pounding him. So I might have given her a taste of my hand. Her name was Laura in high school. I remember that. And then the second time, it was a stripper who violently
I know this one.
Damaged a car, damaged a customer's car, damaged a customer's glasses, beat up the customer, beat up the girl he was fucking, started beating up one of our security guards, was just out of control, and also I may have open palm smacked her once, which resolved the situation. I'm just saying, Royce is right. The situation, he would have been like, give me my hat, give me my hat, give me my hat, and then eventually she would have caught these fucking hands.
That is the foundation. The foundation of a free country is private property. That is my property. That hat is my property.
Just needs to have their own fucking
That hat is my property.
What is she even saying?
I honestly don't know. I speak Spanish, but not Chicano, so I can't really translate this.
Give me my property. That is all I want here. All I want here is my property.
Guys, let me have the hat until we can get somebody down here. Okay?
Wait, is it not going straight back to me? It's my property.
Back to you, but we need to have somebody mediate in the meantime.
We need to have somebody mediate. Mike. We need to have somebody mediate.
I don't understand. What about this needs to be mediated? This is why what I just said is true. Royce is right. At this point, I would have been like, look, You guys, I'm giving you one more chance to give me my hat back. I'm going to smack this bitch in the face and take my hat back. And then this whole thing's going to escalate. And I would have given him a fair warning. I'm not telling you. Like, this is going to be some... Don't fucking go later and go, he suddenly attacked this woman out of nowhere. This Trump supporter. And they're like, she's got 10 seconds. And you know what? Royce also... We both overlooked the fact that Royce has seen me when I get intense.
I have.
There's also a very good chance I would already have my hat back without having to touch her.
True.
I probably would just be wearing my hat already, going back out and going, oh, she gave it back. She knew. She knew it was about to happen. Just give him my fucking shit back. This guy is being way too millennial, beta male. I get that he's conservative, and I'm not knocking the guy. I'm sure he's a great lad, ideologically. But these kids nowadays, even the ones on our team, they're just so like, that violates the NAP. Ron Paul says the private property. Hoppy says that you just snake stuff and you don't tread on me. I would have just been like, bitch, I'm going to count down from 10. And if I'm not wearing a beautiful brand new red hat on my head, you're going to catch this fucking right hand of mine. And I guarantee you, I'd have just been it would have been like a TV show. Just me whistling with my red hat on, walking out of the office. Boy, that settled itself. Sometimes you just got to get to that point, bro.
So it's out of our hands.
Fine.
We'll take care of it. Just let me take this right now. Okay?
You do not get to take people's property in this country.
I won't give it.
You don't get to take people's property in any country. What the hell are you
Well,
thinking?
you do in Mexico.
You not get to take people's lives away.
Hey,
either.
excuse me, but you don't understand. I'm from Mexico, where 30% of our economy is based around kidnappings.
I have a question, and I'm going to say it because, again, to preface this to new listeners, I'm Cuban. Okay, I'm Cuban.
Yes,
all right?
Cuban B.
Yes, I'm Cuban B. So, again, if Mexico was so goddamn great, why don't you fix the country? Like, again, I understand that we're oppressing you, but I understand that it's difficult to fight drug cartels and corrupt things. It really sucks there. But stop coming here and shitting on our country, and all I see are these Mexican flags everywhere. But live there. If it's fucking this baller place filled with all these awesome people.
Look at Italians, look at Cubans, look at Polish. There's so many people that came here, and within 10 years, they were just waving American flags, and they were like, yeah, woo, I got a great job. Like,
I'll
this
tell
is
you,
awesome.
You know my grandparents, Mike. You know Armando specifically.
I know both sets of your grandparents.
Okay. Armando never sits there and goes, Cuba was so much better. No, he's the opposite. He's Mr. American flag hat.
Yeah.
I love America.
Let's put it this way. If Cuba said tomorrow we're a capitalist country again, we're opening up our markets, we're democratic, whatever, cool, everything's great, his grandfather would probably go visit, of course.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't stay there. He'd be
No.
like, well, hey, it was great. I'm happy for you guys.
Bye, though.
Back though, you guys, it took too long.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm American now.
American
I
now,
don't
exactly.
tell ya.
And he's been very open about that. And again, it's like my grandfather came here in the 60s, and he started at washing dishes for like minimum wage, like which was like $1 something at the time at the Waldorf Astoria.
Oh, yeah, dude, you told me this story. It was him and his friend Manolo.
No, that's a different story.
And then he was like, yeah, you should have told him you was a horse.
That's a different one. You're thinking of Scarface.
Are you sure?
I'm positive because here are a couple things. Al
Al
Pacino's-
your grandfather killed Frank.
No.
And then he became the
No.
new king.
Al Pacino, by the way, had the worst Cuban accent that I've
Him
ever.
and Robert Loggia.
Was so.
Him and
Yeah,
Robert
I know.
Loggia.
Was so bad.
Hey, Tony, how are you? Frank
Just-
Loggia.
It's just so bad. So just stop, please.
Stephen Bauer was the only one in that movie that's like, I'm trying, man.
As hard as I can.
I'm really trying to add some authenticity.
But it's very difficult.
Or by wearing the hat.
Are you kidding
Well,
me?
even the guy who played Chi-Chi was Mexican. He was like Puerto Rican or something. So they were all suspects. That whole movie. Sorry. There you go.
That's okay. No, he came here when he for minimum wage to wash dishes in the Waldorf Astoria, and then he fucking came to Florida, gave my dad a great life, got his AC license, owned an AC company for a billion years, and now because of that, my parents have a great life, and I had a great life growing up, and you can't do that in Mexico. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna wash dishes, or you're doing that forever. That's why people come here. That's why there's a line to come here. It's a pretty rad country. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of awesome things. And let's stop fucking pretending like it's fucking terrible and genocide. Just because 100 years ago or 200 years ago, when every nation was a conquering nation, by the way, people pretended it was just the U.S. that was going around killing Indians. Every fucking nation was doing that.
Now, can I counter argue your point though?
Sure.
Is this country? Here's the thing. This country was and is still sort of great, but the country they're trying to turn it into, the one that this country now that they say isn't great.
Talking about now, yeah.
They're slowly turning it into something that's not great.
Mexico.
My counterpoint to your point is, yeah, there's a line to get in here. Oh man, it's great. Fucking America's great. Say that you're from Mexico.
No.
Just try to keep the. Keep them throwing up.
I'm gonna try.
But,
go ahead.
Let's say you're Mexican, all right, and you're traditional. You know, let's say you're like upper middle class Mexican.
So I'm already in America.
You want your daughter to sneak over here and become this?
No.
Do you want him to go to one of our?
You want my daughter to sneak over here and become a boy? No.
There was a time when it was like, yeah, American colleges. You go get the best engineering degree, come be a doctor, be the greatest thing in the world. Nowadays, it's like, do you want your kid to just go become a fucking Asperger having cultural Marxist who steals people's hats and screams "Wee!" in the hallway all day? Are we really giving your kids the best right now?
No, but understand something. Because again, everyone groups all Hispanics into one group, and there's a big cultural difference between Mexicans and Cubans. And Cubans always been more conservative. So again, no, are they giving the best? No, they're not. But that's why, again, look at the Cubans that come over here. They go into these technical degrees, like air conditioning, these fields where then they become, they own their own companies. But they don't send, I'm telling you, man, look at my family. They don't send their kids to Harvard. Of course, there's some, obviously. But you know what I mean? Like, for the most part, they go, no, just fucking go to this technical school, go to community college, get your fucking shit, and then, come work at the AC company with me, or come work at the fucking, at the factory with me. Come do the, and then people work.
When it comes down to it, we were taught that, like, oh, get all these degrees. I know so many people that are still they're still getting degrees and still going to school. And I'm like, for what? You're in your 30s. Enough. Go to post-grad school. Like, who gives a shit? Why? It's retarded to me unless you have come from a lot of money to go to all that schooling. And it's like Royce says, most rational people, and I come from Irish family where it's the same thing. It's like they go, look, just go to a technical school. Like when you get to your 20s, you're going to be summarized by, my name is Bump, I am a bump, and I can do bump.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all anybody is going to give a fuck about you for. They're going to look at your employment history, see if you're reliable, see if you're one of them cunts that calls in every Monday and goes, I'm sick, or I can't make it, I'm so tired. Like, life's pretty basic.
Hold on. I've seen a lot of HuffPo articles. Sometimes you got to take a me day.
No, you're right. And you know what? I didn't see that article. I'm sure it's enraging at some point because it's written by HuffPo. It is good to take a me day once in a while. Once in a while. Not fucking once a month because you're having your period.
It's true, though.
There's certainly... Look, my name is this. I can do this. And here's my employment history. And they'll look at you and go, okay, cool. So you can fix this airplane, though. Anything you need fixed on this airplane, I can do it. Yes, here's my...
By the way, Mitch spelled maternity leave, but he spelled it eternity leave.
Thank you. That's
very good point. Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God. We're almost to the end of our program.
And you're in a fucking country where you get maternity leave, which is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, you get, literally, you can just go, I fucked up. I let a guy come in me.
Came inside of me, and now
it's going to affect your business. And you legally...
God damn it! Hold on, let me take this bitch up. We get into the dummy.
You legally have no recourse. I went out, I done fucked up, had a little bit too many mimosas, and got some fucking cum in me. Now I have to create a whole life, and you need to pay me for a month. Also, why am I getting paid less than this piece of shit?
Why do you hate women? Why do you hate women? You hate women.
Why am I getting paid less than Roger? I need a month off for kids, by the way. And they're like, because Roger got shot. Remember that one day in the break room? And he said, don't get me to a hospital. We'll report that the shooting happened later so that I can finish this report. Because that's how men are. And women are like, women just see a gun and can't come back to work for 3.5 weeks. They need counselors. That's why. You stink.
Don't forget that Google gave women days off after what's-his-face was fired. When he wrote his counter argument about employment women, they had to take personal
I like
days.
that, though. I'm behind Google on that one. I think women should get days off. I think women should get infinity days off from the workforce.
It's too many days. Maybe we're thinking,
not
okay,
too many
Mike,
days.
I mean, if you ever wonder you want to be a politician, you're going to have
Yeah.
to meet people in the middle.
I mean, look, if we need some fucking, I get it. If we need a couple flight attendants or some candy stripers, well, you're in. But, you know, as far as real jobs, the men jobs.
Now we're going to diner and have a lady give me pie. That would be awesome. Sorry. I was just thinking of broad jobs.
Yeah. No woman should ever hold a job that doesn't require having a pencil in their hair.
Oh, fuck. Ooh.
Anyway, thanks, ladies.
Well, thank you, ladies,
for joining us.
By the way, I want to remind everybody while we get out of here, let's promote some stuff here. First off, our Patreon, patreon.com/Revenge of the Sis. You give one-time donation, you give a little bit, give a lot. Of course, we prefer a lot. But the more you give, the more
Way
we're
a
going to give
lot.
you. Yeah, we're working on an intro. We're working on
William
new graphics.
Regnery. We're in the mix down phase. We got a lot of stuff done for the intro. It's coming.
It's coming soon.
William Regnery. If you're listening to this, Richard Spencer, we'll take some of that CIA money. Hook us up, man. I don't want to do this Patreon shilling every week.
There's a lot of stuff we didn't get to, but we'll get to tomorrow. I'm sure we're going to do a show tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We're out of here. Make sure you follow, tell your friends. Review us on iTunes. Maybe in 5 months, you'll see it pop up.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Later, guys.